Very good morning, guys. Yeah, last day we just been talking about GridView editing. Yeah, we are working about the GridView editing. What I taught you actually, if at all you want to do editing, you require to first get the edit and the delete buttons. Edit and the delete buttons. You require a edit button and you require a delete button in the code. Okay, so edit and the delete button. How to get them? There are two properties here: auto generate edit button, auto generate delete button. By using the auto generate edit button and delete button, we have generated the two buttons to the code now. Okay, but remember, what is it? When you how do we get it? I got that by using these properties. Auto generate delete button, auto generate edit button. Okay, these two properties are going to generate me the edit and the delete buttons. Yeah. Now, when we click on the edit, remember it was firing an event called as row editing. It is firing an event called as row editing. And the row editing event, we have implemented the logic. What logic? What logic? We implemented the logic for the row editing. And in this, we have just gone for like the changing up the things like what we set the edit index as the selected row index, and automatically that row just change it to edit mode now. Yeah, I'm clicking on 104. Now see that row is in edit mode. And now see you got update and cancel buttons now. Array, now the two buttons change it to update and cancel. So we have update and cancel buttons now in place of edit and delete. And when I click on the cancel, I show you an event called row cancelling edit. What is the event? Row cancelling edit. And in the row cancelling edit, we have implemented the logic. What logic? Edit index as -1. And once we set the edit index as -1, automatically it changes to read only mode. Understand that? Edit mode, read only mode. Now we are in the edit mode. And now we are in the, when I click on the cancel, changes to read only mode. For delete, I said you required to implement the logic in row deleting, and for update, you required to implement the logic in row updating. We'll do it. But just before that, I want to show you something. What? Right now, we are getting the edit and delete buttons in the starting of the grid. But I want this in the end of the grid now. Not in the start, guys. Where I want end of the grid. I just want in the end of the grid. If you want this in the end of the grid, it's not possible. It is not possible because when I use the properties auto generate edit button and auto generate delete button, they will come in the starting of the grid only, not end of the grid. All of you sitting in that corner, move this side. All of you sitting in the corner, move this side. Move your chairs to this side. Okay, so you will be getting only in the starting, but you won't get it in the end now. You won't get it in the end. Where you get it? Start. Clearer or not? Okay, so basically, if at all you just wanted to get this in the end, in the last end of the grid now, not in the first place, in the last place. Client is asking, show me in the last. I did not like in the first now. What you can do is, you cannot use the auto generate edit button, auto generate delete button properties now. We have another option to do that. And the second problem here, I don't have any caption for that column. This column has edit and delete, but I don't have any caption. I want a caption there. Some caption. I want to give some caption. That caption option is also not coming there. Are you clear? So, but where you want it? End. If you want in the end of the grid, if you want this in the end of the grid, guys, listen. If you want this in the end of the grid, without setting these properties, what properties? Auto generate edit and auto generate delete. Okay, how you can get it is, listen, I'm removing these two guys. I'm removing these two. If I remove these two now, I don't have the edit and the delete buttons now. See that. Now I want to get the edit and the delete buttons here. I want to get the edit and delete buttons. And I want this edit and delete buttons in the end here. If that is the case, look here. Watch. We can use this one. What you know? Command fields. Last class I listed you all the different options. Remember? Bound field, checkbox field, command field, template field, image field, hyperlink field. I said you all options there. We have something called as command field. You can use this command field. Okay, command field. And here, header text is equals to, I want to give some text as actions. All the header text actions. Okay. And afterwards, I can just show here what you know. So edit button is equals to true. So delete button is equals to true. Are you guys clear? This is another way how we can add a edit and delete buttons. Multiple options are there here. 3 options are there. I shown you 2 till now. What is the first option? We can set up the properties. Auto generate delete button, auto generate delete button. Second option, use the command file now. Under command field, you can say show edit button, show delete button. Now you got in the end, see. Now click on the editor. Behavior is same only. The behavior is same only, see. But now you got in the end. Okay, now actually, I want these hyperlinks to be looking in a white background and a blue. Links now, hyperlinks. So I can do styling now. See, when I use the 2 properties, I cannot do stylings. I cannot give a caption, but did you see now? You got a caption of actions now. I can do styling. What? Item style. Back color. Back color is white. Item style. 4 color. I want to get the 4 color as blue. Hyperlinks na. So that's why because the hyperlink, I just want to make it look like a hyperlink only there. Got it? So did you understand the benefit of using the command field now? So this is the second way we can do. Third option is it. What is the third option? Actually, this is good. We are getting what you want. But actually, when the user clicks on the delete, it will go to the server and raises the event row deleting, and there we need to write the code for deleting the row. But guys, before going to the server, I want a confirmation now. What confirmation? It should ask me, are you sure of deleting the record? If I say yes, then only it has to go to server. So I want some JavaScript code to execute on the client side first. And if the user accepts, then only it has to contact the server. Otherwise, it should not go to the server now. Are you clear? I cannot do this now. See, I said you problem with the 2 properties. I cannot customize. This gives me an option of customizing. But problem is, I can't use the JavaScript code. Clear or not? So then I'll show you third option where all will be possible. Everything is possible now. What is it? Customization and JavaScript code execution, all will be possible to you. What is the third option? Then the manual coding, guys. That is completely manual coding using template field. Last class using template field, we created a radio button, remember? You can use the same template field. Guys, watch it. I'm removing the command field now. So I don't have the 2 buttons. Now I'm going to use a template field. Watch. ESP colon template field. Header text is equals to, what is that? Actions. Item style, back color is equals to white. Item style, 4 color is equals to blue. Are you clearer? Okay, fine. Got it. So back color I'm giving, fore color I'm giving, both the two things. Now inside of it, I want edit and delete buttons. Correct? Last class I shown you, remember, under that we have again something called as item template. Okay, what is that? Item template. Guys, here I'll tell you, this gives you a quick customization option, but you will have much code. You need to write more code here now. Okay, but still everything will be customizable. Everything is in your control. What do you want to show there? Hyperlink only now. How to create a hyperlink in ASP.NET? Link button, not hyperlink. Link button. We have a link button. 3 buttons: button, image button, link button. So what I'm using? Link button. Okay, what are the Runit is equals to server. ID is equals to btn edit. Text is equals to edit. Text is equals to edit. Same like this here. I will add you another button also. btn delete. Delete. And what we discussed, like we want to execute some JavaScript code now. Do you remember when I explained about the button, I said you this? Not on click, on client click. On click is server side. On client click is client side. I explained both of them to you. When you use on click, that will be server side logic. On client click means client side logic. Return. Okay. What you can use? The JavaScript confirm dialog. Confirm. Are you sure of? Are you sure of deleting the record? Are you sure of deleting the record? I'm using a confirm dialog there. I'm using a confirm dialog there, asking the user, are you sure of deleting the appropriate record? Okay, run. Now see, now also you got the edit and delete buttons. Now, when I click on the edit, earlier I changed it to edit mode now. But see, now this is not working. The first 2 options worked, but this did not work. Why, sir? Because we have so many edit buttons. We have so many edit buttons here. Now, I have a row editing event generated. For which button? These buttons are user defined now. Then they're user defined. How they are linked to the predefined event now? See, earlier we did not use user defined. We used predefined. Auto generate delete button, auto generate edit button. All these are predefined, automatically linked. But these are user defined. They are not linked now. Are you getting me or not? They are not linked in this particular context. So how are we going to connect them? How are we going to connect them? Simple, man. To connect that, we require to use one additional property here called as command name is equals to, and you're required to specify which event you want to bind it. I want to bind it to the edit event. I want to bind it to the edit event. So the binding here should be done with the edit event in this particular context. Okay. So the edit is the event what I want to do binding. And in the second case, command name is equals to delete. So the first one is bound with the edit and the second one is bound with the delete. Are you clearer? I said you that only here manual code, but you're required to write more coding now. Understood or not? Okay. So that's what. So if you just notice it, you're going to get the 2 buttons. Click on the edit. Edit worked. Excuse me. Call him once. Edit working now, see. Are you clear, guys? Okay. But see, edit worked. Not even that way. Edit worked, but the button's caption did not change. Are you clear? Edit and delete. You're not getting that update and cancel now. Am I clear? You're not getting updated, cancel. Okay, why I'm not getting this? That only I said you. When you're writing manual code, when you're generating the manual, you need to write everything manual coding here. See, item template. Last class I said you. I taught you about this in the last class also. Item template means what you want to show in the read-only mode. What you want to see in the read-only mode. So now what you want to see in the edit mode? Update and cancel. Then you're required to separately write edit item template again now. Are you clearer or not? This is for read only mode. This is for edit mode. Means in read only mode, these two buttons will come. In edit mode, what you write here will come now. Okay. So you can observe. What do you want now? Button update. What is the text you want? Update. Command name is also update only. See, text you change whatever you want, but command name must be update. Okay. Next. BTN cancel. What is the text you want? Cancel. This is your choice, man. I'm giving a chance to you, but this should be compulsory cancel only. You can't change that. And now all of you can notice you will be getting differently in edit and differently in update. Just observe. Watch. Shall I click on edit button? Change it to update and cancel. Change it to update and cancel. Again, click on the cancel. Changing off to read only mode. It changed off to the read only mode automatically. So like this, we can just get. What I said you about the delete, guys, when you click on the delete, it has to ask you confirmation now. Observe it. Asking you. If I click on cancel, the page will not be submitted to server, check. If I click on OK, it will submit to the server and raising the event. What is it? Row deleting. I did not till explain you how to delete a row or edit the row. I only said you how to get the grid, that's all. How to design the grid, that's what I explained you till now. Or are you clear? So how to get the delete and edit buttons? How many options are there? What is the first option? We have two properties called auto generate edit button, auto generate delete button. We can set both these two as true. When we set both these two as true, automatically the edit and delete buttons will come. But problem is customization cannot be done. Okay, now second option what we have is manual. You can just use a command field. You can use a command field. There we have a property called show edit button, show delete button. Customization option is there, but confirmation option is not there. Customization is there, but what is missing? Confirmation is missing. So that's why I show you third one. What is that? The template field. I have all the benefits here. What is it? Customization, confirmation. Customization option is also available. Confirmation, even though it is going to be a bit lengthy code, I prefer this. Understood or not? I prefer this than the other. Okay, just a minute. Item style. Horizontal align is equals to center. I want these buttons to be in the center of this cell. What I mean is, when I click on edit, see now, aligning to the center in this. That's what I done. Okay. So what is pending? Already written the code for edit. Written the code for cancel. Edit and cancel, changing the mode. That's all now. Changing to edit mode and changing to read only mode. Okay. Cancel changes to read only mode. Actually, what is left out? We'll add the code for update. When we click on the update, row updating. When we click on the delete, row deleting. These two are pending. We need to write the code for these two things now. Okay, let's write, guys. Let's try. Are you guys clear with GridView generation first? All manual code only we have written. We did not use any Auto generations anywhere. Complete manual coding only we have just implemented, even for the bound fields also, even for the bound fields. Now, row editing is the event. And for delete, row deleting is the event. Oh, row updating I did not generate. I'm sorry. Row editing already there now. We are mistaken. And all of you guys, these event names, remember, all these event names will be past tense. Editing, sorry, not past tense, present tense. All these events will be in the present tense. Because why I'm telling you, you'll find the two events. Row updated, updating. Be careful. Even I want so many people will go and write code in updated and come back telling, sir, it is not working, sir. Be careful. These are two separate events. One is updated event and one is updating event. Updated means what? Already completed, yeah. Already completed. How can you update now? Updating means happening. So be careful. All these event names will end with ing. That is all present tense. Check. Editing. Not that. That is cancel. Updating. Deleting. Are you getting me? That is how the event names are going to be present. Okay now? Well, here I need to write the code for update. Okay. If you want to update this now, what you require to do? First, you require to read the values. First, you require to read the values. What values you should read? Okay, watch. So all of you carefully notice this. I'm clicking on edit. Yeah, I'm clicking on edit. Now I can edit. What I can edit? I can edit the name, I can edit the balance, I can edit the city. I cannot edit the ID, I cannot edit the status. Are you guys clearer or not? I cannot edit the ID and I cannot edit the status. What can be edited? Name, balance, city. Then these three, if anything is edited and clicked on update, the changes should be done on the database now. Now I need to read these values in my code now. What should I read? Tell me. Name, balance, enough, ID. You are not telling the main one now. Without ID, only update. Code you should read. What? ID, name, balance, city. No need of reading the status. No need of reading the status. Actually, status default value is true, active only. So don't touch that. What is present, leave that same only. Okay now? So guys, observe it. I want to read these values. Okay, now how to read them? How to read them? Okay. What is the name of your grid view? GV customer. GV customer. Dot. Okay. Rows. Refers to all the rows now. How many rows are there? 10. You want to read all the rows? Which row you want to read? Selected means fourth row right now. Correct now? E dot row index. That will provide the index of the row in the edit mode now. That will provide the index of the row in the edit mode. Dot tell me what it refers to. First row. First column. Under row, what will come? Column. You are referring to a row now. Under that, cells of 0 means column. Dot. Did you understand how to refer to this? See, first you are referring to this row. Under that, cells of 0 dot text will provide you access to this. But see, text is which type? String type. But ID is integer type. So see what I'm doing? Into dot parse. Int customer ID is equals to int customer ID is equals to. I'm just getting it. Are you guys clear? Come on, help me reading the second one now. Name. GV customer dot rows of E dot open the mouth. I'm telling you, open the mouth and answer. Hanged up here. Just a minute. E dot row index. And, dot cells of 1 dot no. Why? Array, the value is not present in that here. The value is present inside a text box now. But see, that's why put it before you. 104 is directly present in the cell. But in the cell, the Suresh is not present. It is in a text box. Correct? Controls of 0. You record to refer the control inside the cell now. Now under the cell, what do you have? Under the cell, what you have? Text box, then nothing but control now. Controls of 0. Controls of 0. Actually, today we have a text box here, but tomorrow you can have a checkbox here. That's way it is coming in a parent format. Parent, the parent of all the classes is control. You see, one day in the indexes class we learned, when you don't know the exact return type, we always use a parent as a return type object. Here also, it can be a text box, it can be a button, it can be a radio button. So anything can be there. That's why we use the parent. What it returns you? Control. Are you clear? But see the problem. A parent can hold a child reference but cannot access the child members. Cannot access the child members. So what I'm doing now, I am converting this back into text box. I'm converting this back into text box. Then only I can access the text in the text box. Did you understand that? Once again, watch. GV.customer refers to the GridView. Dot rows of which row? E dot. The edit row. The row in edit mode. Okay, under that, which cell? Second cell. Sorry. Second cell means 1. Second cell means 1. Now in that cell, the value is not present directly. The value is again present in a text box now. So what should I do? Controls of 0. When I say controls of 0, it refers to my text box. It refers to my text box. But the return type of this is not a text box. The return type of this is a control. Why not a text box? If checkbox is there tomorrow, if it returns a text box, how do you see the value now? That is what is the return type? Control is the return type. So it returns a control. That is parent. And parent cannot call the child class members now. Now text is a member of the text box. So what should I do? I should convert this into, just a minute. Convert this into text box. Then only, after conversion only, I can call the text. Suppose, for example, listen, I want to read this checkbox value now. Are you getting me? I want to read the checkbox value. Come on, help me. GV, not GV dot customer is strongly spelled. GV customer is a GridView dot rows of A dot row index dot cells of four na. Fifth column is 4 na. Cells of 4 dot controls of zero here. In that cell, that is only the control. Now, why are you counting all the controls? In that cell, how many controls are there? One only now. Why are you counting the controls in the previous cell there? Array, you are all counting this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, sir. Array, they are present in other cells, yeah. Count what is present in your house. You will count the property of someone else. What are you doing now? In that cell, one control is there. Why are you counting our controls now? You are referring to this column first now. In that cell, how many controls are there? One only. That is controls of 0. But this is which type? Checkbox. So now I should convert into checkbox. Then only I can get the checked value. Dot checked. Did you understand me? Dot checked. Why? For a checkbox, we don't want a text. What do we want? Checked. For a text box, what do we want? Text. So the conversion should be done. Sir, without converting, can't we access? You cannot access. Check. Check it out. I'm not doing a conversion. Directly, I'm trying to say dot text. I don't get it. See there, they're not getting it now. Why, sir? Because control class doesn't have the text property. Who have the text property? Text box class has it, not the control class. And right now, this refers to the control. So when I say dot text, it's an error. See, what is it telling you? It is telling control, means referring to control class. It does not contain definition for the text. There is no text in control. So what should I do first? I need to do a conversion into text box. Now, after doing the conversion into text box, guys, now I can call dot text. Now coming, see? Now coming. And this text refers to the text box text now. Where mouse and see. Text box text. Return type. Array, return type string only na. That's why I directly captured it now. Sorry. I captured it directly. A third one. Balance. Help me. Start from GV customer, then you will understand. Don't start from the first. Start from GV customer. GV customer dot rows of A dot row index dot cells of third column. Third column is index 2. Under that, controls of array. This controls will always 0 only. Okay, but listen, you are referring to this column. You have two controls, C, 0 and 1. This one control, one control now. Here we have two controls, but there we have one control only. Okay? Next. Dot, you forgot again. Should convert into text box. Then dot text. Now tell me, you want this value as a string or decimal? Decimal. So decimal dot parse. So the multiple conversions, what we are doing here. Decimal balance is equals to. Actually, tomorrow, if you go to interviews here, if there is a written test, the commonly asked question is this only. Show an example about GridView editing. Are you clear? So this is, say, in the interview, in the face-to-face interview, the commonly asked question is page life cycle. If you attend an interview on ASP.NET, there will not be any interview without asking about page life cycle. Are you clear? And if there is a written test, or a machine test, if there is a machine test, the compulsory asked thing is this example only. Show me a GridView, how to edit it. Are you clear? So practice well about this, because this will be very, very helpful for you in the interviews. Okay, now, come on, what next? City. Come on, right? GV customer dot rows of A dot row index dot cells of 0 3 cells of 3 dot controls of 0 convert into typecasting text box. After converting into text box, you're calling dot text. You're calling dot text. Actually, guys, next string name is equals to, string city is equals to. Actually, look at this line. I was writing all this in one single line now. But actually, if you want to write it elaborated, means just to make you clear about the code, if you want to write this elaborated, how you should write first, control CTRL is equals to GV customer dot rows of E dot row index dot cells of 2 dot controls of 0. What is the return type? Return type is control. Are you clear? Now you need to convert this into text box. How to convert? Text box TB is equals to text box of CTRL. Are you clear? Now I want to read the text. String value is equals to TB dot text. Now decimal balance is equals to decimal dot parse of. Without writing 4 lines of code, we have written this code in a single statement. Did you understand that? Tell me, how did you write it? In one line only, we have written that particular code. How did you say? What is this text box of CTRL? Am I correct? Tell me. Okay. In the place of, what did you assign to CTRL? This one only, na? Then what you'll do? I'm combining 1 and 2 lines into 1 C. I'm combining 1 and 2 into 1 now. How? Text box TB is equals to text box of, in the place of CTRL. Put this code now. In the place of, what did you assign to CTRL? This one only, na? Now replace the CTRL. In the place of CTRL, write the whole statement there now. Got it, next. Look at this line now. Okay, just a minute. Now I simplified this into 3 lines, man. I simplified that code into 3 lines. Now again, I'm combining 1 and 2. See now. I'm combining 1 and 2. What is TB? TB means this one only, na? Then can I say string value is equals to, in the place of TB, write this now. In the place of TB, write this dot text. Next, decimal balance is equals to your writing. Now tell me, what is value? This is the value, correct now? Can I simplify this in one line now? How? Decimal balance is equals to decimal dot parse of. Here, put that whole statement now. That only I done, man. Without writing 4 lines, I'm writing the code in simple 1 statement. That is why if I start from here, it will be confusion. That's why, how did I start? I started from here. GV customer dot rows of E dot row index dot cells of 2 dot controls of 0. Then I ask you a question. What is it going to return you? It returns me a control. It returns me a control. Should be converted into text box. So use the typecasting. Now, after converting, get the text. But this is a string. But I want as a decimal. Decimal dot parse. Decimal dot parse. And now assign this to a decimal field now. That is what. Error or not. See, this code is only for your understanding I'm writing you. But don't try to write code like this in the tomorrow in the real-time environment. Your lead will kick you out. Are you clear? Why you are declaring all the nonsense coding in this unnecessary variable declaration? These are not tolerated. Am I clear? The statement should be simple, clear in one line. I cannot write 4 lines, 5 lines of code. Understood? Okay. So this is the perfect way of implementing the logic. Okay. Got all the values. Got all the values. Tomorrow you're deleting here. You are deleting. There also, for delete, what you need to read? Only ID, na? Read it. Into dot pass. GV. Rows of A dot row index dot cells of 0 dot text. Array, that value is directly present in the cell only. There's no control there. So directly we can pick. Yeah, we got the values here. Only pending thing is write the code for updating and the code for deleting. Write the code for updating and deleting. Okay, you know how to write update code now. cmd dot command text is equals to $sign update customer set name is equals to single quote curly braces the name comma balance is equals to curly braces balance comma city is equals to single quote curly braces city. That's it now. Status is not there now. Where customer ID is equals to curly braces customer ID. That is my update now. Okay. On dot open cmd dot execute non-query. If execute non-query greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, success or failure. If it is a success, if it is a success, I want to reload the data. I want to reload the data. And one more thing, remember, right now your grid is in the edit mode, correct? So change to read only mode now. Should change to read only mode. How do you change? Grid view, GV customer dot edit index is equals to -1 and reload your data. What is that? Load data. Else means failure. If a failure, display a message to user, guys. If a failure, display a message to the user. Just want to show a pop-up there. That's it. Just a minute. I have even used a try catch block in the code. That's all. I've just even used a try catch in the appropriate code. Try catch is what I was just using for performing this activity. Okay. So simply I included a try here so that tomorrow if there is any error, the try will handle the things to you. Okay. And also have a catch in the bottom. Catch exception EX. And here I'm also writing a finally. Remember finally what you should write. Remember if you write in the finally exception occurs also this code will execute now. And in the catch, let me write the code for displaying the error message there. Alert. What I'm showing? EX dot message. I'm just going to show you the message in that particular place. Any errors are there, it will show you the error message. Okay. Run and see. Sir, success don't be required to show any message. No need. Why? Once edited here, the edited data will be live visible to you there. Why to show you a message again now? When I call load data, it will reload the data. See, I am clicking on 104. Okay, I will make this as 38,000. Okay, this Delhi, I want to change to Kolkata. Click on update. Oh, we did not call open. Huh? No, 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 no. When it went to load data, remember we talked about this already? The connection state is already open. So this will cause you an error. For this, I said you a simple trick also. What? If con dot state not equal to connection state dot open. When it is not equal to open, then only go for open. Then only go for open. Once again, watch, edit. Yeah, already modified here. The record is modified here. I'm re-modifying the value again. I'll make it as 37,500 and again I'll change it as Delhi. Earlier error came while reloading the data, not for editing. Editing is complete. Reload got the error. Okay, click on update. Array, you see the modified data here. What is the point of again showing a message for you again now? The data is live visible to you, modified data. Say again, I will edit the Suresh. I will make this 55,000 as 56,000 and click on update. You can see the updated record. Am I clear? What next? Delete. Just want to do a delete now. Okay. Again, let's follow the same technique. What? Try. Catch exception. A message. Now here I should write the delete code now. CMD dot command text is equals to $. What we should do? Delete the record. Correct now? No, guys, wrong. We should not delete the record. Why? Deleting a record is very dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Tomorrow, if you delete records by mistake, you cannot get back the data again now. Simple question. You went to your college, you completed your graduation now, you went to the college and taken a TC now. When you take a TC, is the college going to delete your information from their database? Why? If that is deleted tomorrow, the college cannot say you are a student of that college now. Array, that alumni information is very, very important. Are you clear? The alumni information is very, very important. And I cannot delete up the data like this. So that's why in many of the applications, remember this point, we never and ever physically delete any record from a table. I repeat, guys, we never and ever physically delete any record from a table. Why, sir? That what I said to you, if you delete, you cannot get back the data again now. For that reason only, we are maintaining a column in the table called status. If the intention is to delete, simply change the status of the column as inactive or false. That is what you should do actually. So don't write a delete. See what I'm doing? Update customer set status is equals to 0, where customer ID is equals to, that's time. Customer ID is equals to customer ID. Con dot open if CMD dot execute non-query greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, what will you do? Reload the data. And remember, guys, here we don't require to change the read-only mode. Why? Delete, there is no edit mode. No, nothing converting into edit mode. Delete is directly performed. So only what you require to call is load data. See the difference. Here we called only load data, but here we called, we are changing to read-only mode and calling load data. But here, directly calling the load data. Reason, see, notice carefully. Are you in edit mode now? Are you in any edit mode now? Then when I click on the delete button, then what is the point of changing that to read only mode again now? It is not in edit mode at all now. So the record I want to delete is 105. 105. You see the status is active or inactive? Active. When I click on the delete and click OK, see that it changes? Yes or not? But the big mistake is when we say deleted, why are you still showing that record in the table now? Got it? We need to correct this in our load event. We need to correct this in our load. Actually, here I need to add a condition where status is equals to 1. Show me only active records. Don't show me any inactive records. Run. See that now. The old two inactive records and the new one is not coming in the list. We are not coming in the list here. See. Shall I delete 107? Delete. Asking, are you sure? Yes, I am sure. Delete it. Is the record in the database, sir? Yes, it is. Go and see. You have all 10 records in the database. What's the database? SPDB. Select star from everything is present here. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'm updating the status of all the records here. Check. You got all the records back in the application now. I want to delete 103. Delete. I want to delete 106. Delete. I want to delete 109. Delete. Are you clear? Go and check in your database again. Huh? I deleted 7 also. Huh? Oh, I selected 2, I think. Okay, something. I done a mistake. Once again, we'll see. Update. Nine is not coming. Why? Ten rows are affected. No? What happened? Earlier it did not update. I understood. I'll tell you. Actually, the last record we deleted 109. When I refresh, the code is executing a background here. Just to stop it once and run. When I'm refreshing, the last record we deleted is 109. That is executing up again. That's why. So we got all the 10 records. I want to delete 3. I want to delete 6. I want to delete 9. Go and check in your database. See, earlier all are true now. And now see. 3, 6, 9 are false. Okay. So don't forget this principle. What is it? Never physically delete records from the table. What is that? Never physically delete records from the table. You lose money, you can earn some way. You lose data, you cannot earn. Do you know in our industry, we have a word, we have a saying. What is it, you know? Data is the king. In our industry, data is the king. Why? Without a king, there is no kingdom, right? Without data, there is no software industry at all first. The whole industry runs on data, yeah. We are all managing the data. End of the day, what is that? Data management. Are you getting me or not? End of the day, what is our task? Data management is going to be our task. So that's why I'm telling you, in this industry, data is the king. Am I clear, all of you? Okay, so that's the most important thing. Remember, that's why I'm telling you, be careful, never delete the record in it. Why all checkboxes are checked while updating? Updated here now, all are true in a. When all are true, automatically all the changes will true. I again reset the status to 1 now. So automatically all checkboxes are checked there now. And watch it. You are not loading the inactive records. What you are loading? An active record means all checkboxes should be checked only. If I load inactive records, then some checkboxes also unchecked. But I'm not loading them. I'm loading only active records. Are you clear with the GridView editing now? So I shown you sorting, paging, customization, editing. Customization and the editing operations. Well, we have developed it, but there is a small problem in this code. Not only error, problem. What is the problem? Actually, when we are interacting with the database from our application, we are writing SQL statements in the code. We have written a select statement, we have written a update statement, we have written a delete. Earlier, we have written a insert. That is how we are doing now. Yes, now with database, SQL statements are mandatory. To work with the database, SQL statements are mandatory, compulsory, required to write the SQL statements, no doubt about it. But what is the problem is, whenever I run my application, okay, my application it's the web server. Web server will connect to database server. Now internally, web server and database are talking to each other, correct? Now, the web server want to perform a select operation. Now, what is it doing? It is sending a select statement to the database. It is sending a select statement to the database. Now, the database has to execute that statement. Who completed SQL Server? Are you taught in SQL Server? When you write an SQL statement, the statement won't execute directly. An SQL statement to execute should be first parsed. An SQL statement to execute should be first parsed. What is parsing? When you execute C# code directly, what do you require to do? Compile. You are required to compile the code. If you compile the code only, that statement checks whether there are no errors in that and then executes. Compilation is mandatory now. Same like that, yeah. When you are trying to execute SQL statements now, SQL statements also won't execute directly. All the statements should be parsed first. What is parsing? What is parsing is? Parsing is a process of verifying the syntactical correctness of the statement now. It does a lot of checks internally. What checks it does, First it checks. You return a select statement here. And the select statement is going to fetch the data from 5 tables. Listen, I'm writing a select statement. The select statement is going to fetch the data from 5 tables with a join. I'm joining 5 tables and getting the data. So now the parsing process verifies. What it verifies? First step. First it checks. All the 5 tables used in the query are existing in the database or not. Use the 5 tables in the query now. All these 5 are existing in the database or not. Are you clear? Is it existing? Fine, the test is passed. If not existing, it will give you an error. What is that? Table not existing. Table not existing. Now, table check is completed. After table check is completed, it will do another check. What is the check? The columns that are specified in the query are corresponding to the actual tables or not. If there are any duplication, if any duplicates, it will tell you, this column is duplicated. See, remember employee table, department table? Employee table has a DID, department table also has a DID. When I'm fetching the data from the 2 tables, DID is a duplicate column now. So it verifies that only. What it verifies? Whether these columns are used correctly to corresponding to the appropriate tables or not. If any duplicates are there, whether you are prefixing the table name or the alias name before the column or not, it will verify everything like this. After doing all these checks, then only the code gets executed. And this process is called as parsing. What do you call? So whenever I run an application, what happens? Web server sends an SQL statement to database server. What will database server do? Louder, open the mouth. What will the database server do? It will do a parsing. After parsing, what it will do? Executing. Parsing and executing. First step, the statement reaches the database server. Second, parsing. Third, call the one who is sitting behind you. Come front man. The one who is sitting in the last. Come this side. Completely this side. Completely. Yourself, you too. Are who is sitting in that corner? Come this side completely. Not interested, don't come to the class here. Don't come to the class and use the mobile phones in the classroom. Last warning. If I point out, I'll ask you to get out of the classroom. Remember. I'm telling you calmly, don't use mobile phones. If you're still using the mobile phones, get out of the classroom. Don't make it a point and tell you. Okay? So, what is the first stage? Sending the statement to the database. Next, parsing. Next, executing. Parsing and executing. So, what is the problem you have? If it's a web application here, millions of people will be interacting with my application at a time now. And whenever the request comes to the web server will send all this requests to database server. Database server has to parse it. See, imagine now, if a million requests go to the database has to parse the statement for a million times. Are you clearer or not? This is going to be a performance issue. This is going to be a performance issue. This is going to cause you a big performance issue now. Am I clear or not? This is going to cause you a big performance issue because tomorrow, in the real time, how big the queries will be present, in the real time environment, how big the queries will be present is, in the real time application, if I show you a query, if you want to write that query in your notes now, it will take minimum 2 or 3 pages. It will take 2 or 3 pages. That much of size queries will be there. We will be fetching data from multiple tables, multiple columns. We use joins, where clauses. All these things will be will be adding in that and be fetching the data. Big queries will be there here. And all this query to be parsed by a database will take a lot of time. Every time, one time means okay, man, but 100 times, 1,000 times, million times, same statement, parsing again, will kill off the performance of the database now. And remember a point here, if a database performance comes down, ultimately your application performance also will come down. Because your application performance is directly proportionate to the database performance. If application doesn't perform well, your database also doesn't perform well. Clearer or not? Understood all of you? This is the most important thing you should remember. How to avoid this problem, sir? To avoid this problem, the rule is never write SQL statements in the application anytime. What is it? Never write louder. Open the mouth. Never write SQL statements directly in the application. Sir, if I don't write SQL statement, how will I talk to the database, sir? Yes or not? I'm not telling don't write SQL statements. I'm telling don't write an application. I'm telling. You'll have a doubt, sir. That's what I write, sir. You need to write them directly in the database itself under an object called as stored procedure. When you should write stored procedure. Who completed SQL Server? You learned about it. What is a stored procedure? A stored procedure is a pre-compiled block of code which is ready for execution. Did you understand me? What is that? It is a pre-compiled block of code that is ready for execution. Some of you people who did not do SQL may be confused. What is a stored procedure? What is a method? What is a method in C#? Tell me. A named block of code na? Procedure is also same only. A procedure in your database, a method in your language are same only. In C#, we are calling as a method. In C language, we call it as a function. In a database, we call it as a stored procedure. All are same. Named blocks of code. Named blocks of code. In a method, what you write? C# logic. In a procedure, what you write? SQL logic. I'll write SQL statements there. That's all. Nothing special. No need to consider about this particular procedure seriously. It is nothing but a pre-compiled block of code that is ready for execution. So if you write code in stored procedure, what you require to do from the application without SQL statement, you should call the procedures now. What do you do? Now, if you call the procedure, because the statements are already pre-compiled now, execution is only required. Compilation is not required. Parsing is not required. But first one, till now, parsing and execution. But the new architecture, what we are going to see now, will be having only execution, no parsing. No parsing. Okay, watch this picture, guys. Are you clear? Yes or not? Okay, what is the difference? The first one is what we are doing till now. Application is sending the statements to database. What is the database doing? The second one is what we are proposing now. What is that? Writing procedures and calling the procedures. Writing the procedures and calling the procedures now. Are you guys clearer or not? Okay, so all of you. Now you'll have a doubt. Sir, how do you create a procedure? Very simple. Creating a method. Then creating a procedure also. Simple code. Look at the statement. Create procedure, name of the procedure, parameter. How do you write a method? Modifier, return type, method name, parameter. Correct now? Procedures are non-value returning methods here. Procedures are non-value returning methods. Because procedures are non-value returning methods, we don't have any return type here now. So create procedure, name of the procedure, and you know this now, parameter list as begin end. You use curly braces in C#. We use begin and end here. In VB, what you write? End. It has a function, end function, class, end class. Every language has its own syntax. This is the syntax of a database. So what do you write? As begin and in between write your statements. So all of you carefully listen to this. What is it? They are similar to methods in your language. They're similar to methods in your language. How do you write a method? Public void test. How do you write a procedure? Create procedure test. Both are same now. Next. Parameters to store procedure, but only optional. Method parameters are also optional. Procedure parameters also optional. If you want to pass parameters to an SQL Server stored procedure, prefix the special character at the rate before parameter. Before the parameter name, we prefix the character. See, how do you write in C#? Int x. But that is reverse here. X int. But x should be prefixed with at the rate. Why do I use it at the rate? When I'm writing the procedure, I'll tell you. When that at the rate is required, I tell you clearly. Okay, now? Next. A procedure can have return value. What is that, sir? Basically, listen. Now I said your procedures are non-value returning. But now again, I'm telling return value, not return value, guys. Output parameters. Method can have input output parameters now. Procedure also can have that output. You can return values through output parameters actually. You can return value through output parameter. How do you write in C#? Int is this x is input parameter, y is a. You remember this or not? The same thing when you come here, watch it all of you. This is how you write in SQL Server. What we use? Out. The out here is an output parameter. The out here is an output parameter. So X is an input parameter. Out is a output parameter. Only thing is there will not be return types here. But input parameters, output parameters will be present. Are you clearer or not? Okay. So this is how you are going to write a step procedure. Okay. Now, why should I write this procedure? Actually, you write the procedure in the SQL Server Management Studio. Already you might be learned into your SQL Server classes about creating a procedure. But still, guys, no need to go to Management Studio. You can do directly from the Visual Studio. All the people who don't know SQL Server still, for them, no need to open the Management Studio or anything. You can write your procedure directly in your Visual Studio itself. How is it possible, sir? This is your studio, right? Go to the view menu, and in the view menu, you'll find an option called as Server Explorer. What is that? Server Explorer. So the Server Explorer, if you guys observe this Server Explorer, using this Server Explorer here, you can configure with any server. Any server means I can configure with SQL Server. I can configure with Oracle. Any server I can configure. Right now, you see the 4 configurations are shown for you there. What are the 4, you know? The 4 are the 4 connection strings you have used in your web.config file. From the config file, it already configured you with the corresponding databases. Did you understand me or not? Based on the configurations that's already configured. It already configured with your appropriate database. Okay, so just observe this configured with Oracle. Just configured with Oracle. It is configuring with Oracle now. This is the table from Oracle. There is a table called as SalGrid. Observe. I'll show you. I will open Oracle from here. What is this? Your ID, guys? System, password, manager 1. Select star from, what is the table name? SalGrid. See that. It's a table in Oracle. And show me here, see? Are you clear? Okay, and this configuration is done based on the config file. Remember, based on the config file connection strings, all the configurations are already done. This is with Excel. Excel. Actually, I uploaded the document to you on the day. Do you remember? When I uploaded, I showed you, your document is like a database. Under the 2 tables are there. One is student table, one is teacher table. See? See? Okay. And here you configure with the ASPDB. This one certificate is not. Just a second, guys. Actually, we need to add one additional attribute. I think. First, server certificate is equals to true. Just a second. Yeah, that's why it's not working. That's all. We need to add an attribute called as first server certificate. When I explained you connection strings, I think I printed that in the notes. I forgot. Let me check. Yes. I included that already in the notes to you. Check it out. I already included that in the notes to you. Is that clear? Already did you write the connection string in the config file? If you have written the connection string in the config file, your server explorer is already configured. You don't require to do any configurations. Understood or not? Okay. So if it is not, it did not work for me because I did not write this in the last room. I need this extra attribute. That's why in the notes I already given you that attribute, the trust server certificate. Okay. When I add that, just guys, you can come here and you can just see, refresh. Did not save. Yeah. Northwind, ASPDB, Excel. Everything is configured here. See. Or it is bringing of the data directly. What are your tables? We have 3 tables: employee, department, and customer. Check. And here we have a node call. Do we have any stored procedures? No. I can create. Right click. That's what I said. You can create up the procedure directly from Server Explorer. From the Server Explorer. No need to open the SSMS. The management studio is not required. Straight away you can do from here. Shall we create? Come on, we'll create a procedure here. Right click on the procedures node and click on add new stored procedure. Okay. Delete of the code. It open a window, delete of the code and write your code. Create procedure. I want to write a code for performing a select operation now. From which table? Customer table. From the customer table. Okay. And follow the naming conventions also properly. Customer underscore select. That is how you name it. So that it will be clear for you. Tomorrow you have 100 tables. You write procedures on every table. How do you remember which procedure corresponds to which table? Make the habit of using the table as a start now. Underscore. What operation are you planning? So I will write a procedure for update. Delete. Insert. I will use the customer select, customer insert, customer update, customer delete. I should name them like this. Are you getting me? Okay. I want to pass some parameters to this now. What are the parameters? I'll tell you. Next, as, begin, end. Okay. Well, now some parameters I want to pass here. What are the parameters you want to pass? I want to pass the customer ID and get the data. Guys, I want to pass the customer ID and get the data. Okay, then at the rate customer ID int. So you'll pass a customer ID and get the data. But tell me, if you pass the customer ID and get the data, how many records will come? One only. Customer ID is a primary key. How many records will come? But sir, if you want to get all the records, make this as optional parameter by assigning a default value. You learned about default values in C# also. If you give a default value, the parameter becomes optional. When I say is equals to null, what happens now? This parameter becomes optional now. Did you understand me or not? This parameter becomes optional. This is going to be an optional parameter. Are you guys clearer or not? So passing a value for this parameter is not mandatory. So I want to write the code in my procedure like this. What you know? If a customer ID is null, load all the records. If customer ID is not null, load single record. Did you understand me or not? So how do I write the code inside? If at the rate customer ID is null, means customer ID is not passed now. Select cust ID, name, balance, city, status from customer. Order by customer ID. Else select customer ID, name, balance, city, status from customer, where customer ID is equals to at the rate customer ID. Are you guys clear? Yes or not? If customer ID is not passed, what am I fetching? All the records. If customer ID is passed, I'm fetching only single record. I have another requirement here. What is that? We have a status column, na? Yes or not? I want one more attribute, one more parameter now. What is it? If status is passed as, means I want to get the data based on status now. Array, not on customer ID. I want to get the data based on status now. If I pass status as a true, get me active records. If I pass status as false, get me inactive records. If I don't pass status, get me all records. Did you understand me? Okay, so see what I'm doing. I'm adding another parameter now. What is it? What is the status? Boolean bit is equals to. And remember, guys, when you use null on a parameter, that parameter immediately becomes optional now. Now tell me, passing the two values is mandatory or optional? If I don't pass both these two, get me all the records, please. If I don't pass these two, get me all the records. See, at the rate customer ID is null, and are you clearer or not? See now, how many attributes now? Two attributes now. Now understand the mix match combinations now. What are the mix match combinations? Nothing is passed. Only customer ID passed. Only status passed. Customer ID status passed. Correct now? So nothing is passed. Nothing is passed, I'll get all the records. Only customer ID passed. I'll get only record based on customer ID. Only status passed. I will get records based on status. Both are passed. I'll get records based on customer ID and status. So see, I'm adding different conditions here. See, at the rate customer ID is not null, and at the rate status is null. What is the meaning? Customer ID is passed, but status is not passed. Okay, if customer ID is passed and status not passed, I should fetch the data based on the customer ID now. Okay, another scenario. At the rate customer ID is null, and at the rate status is not null. Tell me, what do you want? Select customer ID, name, balance, balance, city, status from customer, where status is equals to at the rate status or order by customer ID. Guys, whenever I use order by clause, you notice that when I'm fetching multiple records, I'm using order by clause. For fetching single record, we never use a order by clause. Based on status, we get one record or multiple records. Multiple records. I'm using order by clause. You may be having a doubt. Why are you using the order by clause? If you use order by clause in the query, internally the database will use indexes for fetching the data, and it will be faster. Did you get my point or not? If I use the order by clause in my query, internally the database will use indexes for fetching the data, and it will be faster. One record only now. When one record, what do you have here? Where clause. When where clause is present, also indexes will be used. When where clause present, also indexes will be used. You learned indexes in your SQL Server classes. Do you know when will SQL Server use indexes? SQL Server uses indexes if your query contains a where or a order by clause. Did you get my point or not? When will it use? When the query contains a where or a order by clause. So here I use the where clause. Here I am using a order by clause. So I have a question here. Sir, use the where clause only now. Also now. Then what do you need of order by again? Are you getting me? Well, right now, the index is present on customer ID column, not on the status column. The index is present on the customer ID column, not on the status column. Did you catch my point or not? So now how, sir? Because, do you remember this in SQL? Whenever you add a primary key constraint on any column, it will internally create an index on that column. When you are creating a table, customer ID is your primary key column. So customer ID has a index, and automatically to bring that index into action, I should either use a where clause in my code or a order by clause in my code. That is why I'm using the where or the order by clauses here. Okay, last scenario, tell me. Else, if actually else will do the job here, just to make it understandable, I've written like this. Else will do. What do you do now? Select host ID, name, balance, city, status from customer, where customer ID is equals to @customer ID, and status is equals to @status. And see guys, here also we have customer ID in the where clause, and automatically index will come into action. Okay, see the 4 query differences now. First query, which is what? All the records. Second query, fetches one record based on customer ID. Third query, fetches one record or multiple records? Multiple records based on status. Two options are there: active, inactive. Last one, fetches, which is what? Single record based on customer ID, status. So without writing these queries in your application, better write the query in the procedure. Okay, now how to create it? Right click on the document window, watch it. Right click on the document window and click on execute. When you click on execute, the procedure gets created for you, and in the bottom it will show you. And once this creation is done, if you come to procedures here and say refresh, you should find it now. Are you guys clear? Same way, guys, I want to write one procedure for update now. The procedure for update, right click, add new store procedure, create procedure, update. What are the parameters you require? Customer ID. Which type? Integer. Second, name. Which type? Varchar. Next, balance. Balance. Which type? Money. In SQL Server, it's money. In C# it is decimal. Next, city. Varchar. They are the parameters. As, begin, end. Write a update. Update customer set name is equals to @name. Okay, balance is equals to @balance. City is equals to @city, where customer ID is equals to @customer ID. Do you understand why we are using now? For parameters, what is the need of using @? In C# classes, you learn to remember what is it. Field names and parameter names will always be same for a better understanding. Yes or not? And to differentiate, we use this keyword to refer to the field. Same way, parameter names and column names are same. Yeah. It will be easy for you. Tomorrow, 30, 40 columns are there. If you have different parameter names and different column names, it will be again confusing which parameter value is assigned to which column now. That is why parameter name and column name will always be same. Now see, if I don't have here, if I don't have here, what should I write? Name is equals to name. Tell me here, left hand side is column, left hand side is parameter. In C# to resolve this confusion, we are using this dot. Yes or not? You don't have this dot here. That's why we use @. That @ is not going to be noticed. See, just like underscore for a property field. Underscore is ignored. Here also, we look it like a name, that's all, not as underscore name. That is the reason why they asked us to use @ before the parameter names. Clear? Right click. Which one? Oh, sorry. @name. Right click, execute. Done. Refresh. Okay, right click, add new procedure. Create procedure customer underscore delete. Only one parameter, customer ID. Which type? Integer type. As. Guys, one thing I'll tell you, if your procedure has only one line of code, begin and end are optional. C# also given that option for us now. Expression body members, curly braces are optional. Now also, begin and end are optional. You can write off directly, see. Update customer set status is equals to 0, where customer ID is equals to @customer ID. Where customer ID is equals to @customer ID. Right click, execute. All procedures are created. Are you clear? We'll do one thing here. Today we have just seen GridView editing now. The same example tomorrow we'll see one more time. But now in select, update and delete, I will call the procedures. Are you getting me? Array, reading values, customization. I won't change that code. I'll copy paste it as it is. What code I'll show you again, load data method, row updating, row deleting method. This is three only I will change. Remaining code will be as same as the previous example. Is that clear? We will do all the things with the help of the procedures in the next example. Let's stop it out tomorrow.